Hey guys, thanks for tuning to my channel once more. If you're here to subscribe, please do so by clicking on the subscribe button as shown on your screen, and don't forget to click on the notification bell so as to stay updated when I release my latest videos. Life is often regarded as being difficult to live, but actually the reverse is the case, as life is very simple to live. I know most times we are faced with hard times and all the gallops and contours along the road of life, but that is just how it is designed, and that is not to mean that it is a difficult thing to live. No, life is not difficult so far as you do what you ought to do, and by that I mean that life is governed by several principles. So when you tailor your life with respect to these principles, things begin to fall in place for you. So we have several principles and laws that govern life. So when you know them and live your life in that manner, it won't be difficult. Nothing will be difficult for you. Okay, quite all right. We know that when you do good, you get good in return. That is one principle. When you do evil, evil comes back to you. That is another principle. We also know the principle of giving. We know that the gift of a man makes a way for him. So when you give, you would not lack, as it is popularly said that givers never lack. Those that give with wisdom, wise givings, not givings to impress or to oppress, rather. So not givings to show off, but wise givings. So those are the principles of life, some of the principles of life. We know the principle of respect, that respect is reciprocal. When you respect those that are above you, those that are at par with you, those that are below you, you get respect in return. So we know the principle of the way you dress, that is the way you be addressed. So there are several principles that govern life, principles and laws that govern life, thus making life very easy to live. It's just like we have a blueprint, something to read, to direct us, like a map to direct us all through life. But it is quite sad that most people tend to neglect those maps, and at the end of the day they come out to cry foul, saying that this life is difficult and or whatnot. So even as life is simple, there are three events, three things that will always come at every point in our life while on earth. Three things will always happen to us, and our response to those three things will determine how far we will go in life. So one of those three things include the choices you make. So what choices are you making today? The choices you make will go a long way to determine how far you go in life. Maybe you go very far, or you not even move a single centimeter all through life, or perhaps you just keep going round and round the cycle of doom, the cycle of poverty, and every other cycle that one cannot afford to wish for. So what choices are you making today? Are you making the choices that would give you a better life? Are your choices pointing to you having a great future? And don't forget, your future is not a particular day. It starts with whatever you do now, although it is abstract, but it can yet be seen from what you do every day. So that is what we accumulate to giving you the future that you so desire. So what choices are you making? You need to make the right choices as regards everything in life. Before you go into anything in life, there will always be a time for you to make a decision. Like in engineering, we have what we call a decision matrix box. So a decision matrix box is used whenever you want to make a decision as to which material to use when designing or when manufacturing a particular component. So before you go into that career, before you go into that endeavor, before you start up that business, before you decide which tertiary institution to further your study. What decision have you taken? What have you put into consideration? Have you done your decision matrix box very well? Have you weighed all the options? Is the choice of course to study, is it in line with your passion? Is it in line with your design as a person? So it is very important that we make the right choices, and if we can't by ourselves make correct choices, then that is why we have mentors. That is why we have people that have gone ahead of us in those endeavors. You would never be the first person to start anything, because there is nothing hidden or nothing new under the sun. So far the sun shines every day, so there is nothing new. You will never be the first person. All you need to do is to reach out to those that have gone ahead of you, and you would find them. And if you can't find them physically, you can find them on social media. Social media has made everything quite easy for us today. The internet is there like our closest pal. Even most of us, we communicate with the internet more than we do with our friends and our families. So they are all there. Everything we need has been ready made for us. So what choices are you making? The choices you make today will go a long way to determine how far you would go in life. Then secondly, the chances you're taking. So what chances, what opportunities? Yeah, it is said that opportunity comes but once, but that's not true. It's quite appalling. That's not true. Apparently it's not true. Opportunity comes every day, but the ones you take, that is the one that would yield result for you. What opportunities are you taking? What chances are you taking? Two things that make a man is time and chance. There is time for everything, and the time to plant, the time to harvest, the time to sow and the time to reap, the time to be born and the time to die, the time to give and the time to receive. That there is time for everything. So, and in the same vein, there are chances. Chances come every day, every second. You just need to be open to those chances when they come and grab them. Grab them with every vigor, with everything that you have, and make the most of them. It is what you make of something that it becomes. Life is vague and void, but we as the humans, we are the ones that feel life. We fill up life and we make things out of life. So what chances are you taking in your place of work, in your school, in your community, in your family? What chances are you taking? What opportunities would always open. It is left to us to take them as they come. Take them by the neck, take them at the snap of the finger as soon as they come. You don't want to live your life telling stories of regret, of how things were for you in the previous years, in the years gone by, how you wish you had taken those opportunities when they came, how you wish you had made the most of them. And like I said, it is not taking those opportunities also, it is making the most of them that matters. So nobody wants to know how far you've come. No, everybody is concerned with how well you're doing. You might start a business today and you sub those that have been doing it for, let's say, 5 years. It is how well, it's not how far. So that is what people are concerned with. So what opportunities are you taking? What are the chances you are taking? Then thirdly, the changes. Life is changing, life is living. So as we live, things change, and it is said that change is inevitable. So it is important that as a person that you are flexible to change, that you adopt change as it comes, that you adapt yourself. You don't just adopt those changes, you adapt yourself to those changes as they come. Changes will come in, even in yourself as a person. You change over time. In my early years, I used to love football, playing football, but all of a sudden it left me. I also used to love playing video games, but it left me. So I changed over time, not because I wanted to change, but if change comes, you just have to adapt. You adopt it first, then you adapt your life to it. And these days when I see people playing those games, I'll just beat myself like, wow, I used to be like that. So that is just how it is. You have to make yourself flexible to changes when they come. So changes will come in the economy, changes will come in your environment, even in your class. Changes will come in your school, changes will come in your business, in the company where you work, in your career. There will always be an improvement on something. As far as life is, as far as you are still alive, there will always be an improvement in something. Things will never be the same, things will never be done the same. Like, in, let's say, if something is started today, in the next 3 years, depending on how much work is put in that field by the people in it, things will change depending on how much work and the willingness, the inquisitiveness of the people working therein. So it depends on those people. But let's say in the space of 5 years, things always do change. So you need to always adopt those changes and adapt yourself to those changes if you really want to grow. But if you choose to be stunned, then I really can't help you, and no one would definitely be able to help you. So when you live your life, as you live your life, knowing that all of life is all governed by principles and laws, and that life is not difficult to live, you must take hold of those three things and master your life with respect to them. The choices you make, the chances you take, and the changes you are willing to adopt yourself to. So when you do those three things, they would come. There are events that come. So as they being an event, it is important that you take hold of them and do what is needed, do the needful as regards them, make the right choices, take the chances as they come, be open to opportunities, prepare yourself to take opportunities, skill up, grow your skill, grow your initiative, and be flexible. Then you'll be on your way to the top.